Testing, testing. Can you see and can you hear me? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? All right, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, let me just set things up. And seem to be having a small problem with YouTube chat. Oh no, here we go. Okay. All right, boy. It's been a while, and well, it's been a while since I've been doing this, and live streaming is still difficult. I'm not kidding. it's very, very interesting. Okay, let me move some things aside, and hopefully you can all hear me. If at any point you can't hear me, please let me know in the chat. So, welcome to another Gamertech build stream. My name is Tal as always, and today we are building a PC for young Joey. I hope, Joey, you can hear and see okay. I think you're tuned in, and thank you to anyone else that's tuned in as well. I see Frank and I see Rich, so thank you so much. Really appreciate you tuning in. I hope you find it interesting. Also, I think we've got Joey's mum, Ali, who is watching as well. Thank you, Ali, for choosing to go with Gamertech. It's a really big deal for a new company that you would trust us, and I'm very honoured to be able to build this PC for Joey. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the components and get started. So, where should we start? Let's go with the processor. So, this is the AMD Ryzen 5600. Great, solid AM4 architecture, excellent gaming processor, very good at pretty much everything, and a real bargain considering that we've got AM5 out now, so AM4 is great value. We've got an Asus B550 motherboard to go with it, which has Wi-Fi enabled, which is great, so you can plug into the wall or you can use Wi-Fi. Down here we've got some RAM, I believe 32 gigabytes, let's just double check that, yep, 16 gigabytes times 2 of 6,000 mega transfers RAM speed. So this is really top end stuff actually, so 6,000 mega transfers, very fast, and 32 gigabytes means that you're not going to need more RAM for a very long time, and you can pretty much open about 1,000 Chrome tabs if you wanted. I know there are people out there that do that regularly. We've got a 2 terabyte SSD from Western Digital. We have a 750 watt power supply from Be Quiet, and the showpiece of this build is the GeForce RTX 4070 Super, which is our graphics card. So really great graphics card. Not the very highest end, but that's okay. We were building this to a pretty reasonable budget, just over £1,200. So I think for a 4070 Super, 32 gigabytes of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage, and it's a good all-round PC and excellent value. So yeah, that's it. I'm really excited to build this. Oh, and down here we've got the Be Quiet Pure Base 500DX. So nice case, some good lights on it, very solidly built, and yeah. I've just realised I have no water, and today being a rather hot day, I might struggle a bit, but the show must go on. Right, let's get started. So what we need first is, and you know what, Joey, if you pay attention, you, after watching this, honestly, you could probably build your own PC. So, or at least you could upgrade this one. Maybe later you might want to put in some more storage. Maybe you might want to change your graphics card, although probably not because it's a really good graphics card, but maybe years down the line. You might want to put in some more RAM or whatever. You'll be able to do that yourself. You could refer back to this video and I think you should be just fine. I'm just going to check on our stream health here. Everything is looking good. I think the image quality should be fine, and I think the audio is good as well, so thanks for checking that, guys. If at any point it's not anything's going wrong, please let me know. Streaming is really hard. I actually can't grab some water because I am mic'd up, and you know what, actually I can take the mic out. You're right, it is warm. I should have some water. Please hold just 30 seconds. Okay, could you please give me a mic check? Am I sounding good again? Mic check, please. Please, please. Thank you. I have all of the water. Okay. Wonderful. So what we're going to do is we're going to start building up our motherboard, putting our components onto the motherboard, such as our CPU, our RAM, and our SSD. Let's move some of these bits aside. We don't need all of them at the moment. Sorry for all the noise there. Okay. Thanks for the good idea, Rich. You are right. It's very warm today, and I wouldn't want to be stuck here for about an hour with no water. So thanks for looking out for me. Joey, I hope you're okay. I would like very much to hear about a bit more about you. So how old are you, Joey? What games do you like to play? Are you looking forward to your new PC? Is this your first PC? And what are you most excited about? That was quite a lot of questions, so you know, feel free to answer them one at a time. Okay, so this is our motherboard, and what I'll do here is just do a little, oh yeah, there we go. So we can see our motherboard here. Quite good looking. I like the white stripes down the on the black PCB. Looks very cool. And now I think we should also have this area you'll be able to see me building in. Keyboard everywhere. This is not good. Hold on. Alright, well, you'll have to see some keyboard. Sorry about that. Oh, and I'll just zoom in a bit on the cam. Okay, so just going to do a little zoom, configure, camera control, zoom, zoom, zoom. That should be okay, shouldn't it? Can we still see okay? There. Okay, so Joey is 10. This is my first gaming PC. All right, Joey, that's wicked. Oh, I'm so happy about that. It makes me very happy, very excited to build your first gaming PC. I hope you're going to get loads and loads of enjoyment out of it. I think it's going to be brilliant. I'm so excited for you. I think back to when I had my first gaming PC. Must have been 30 years ago now. Oh my gosh. Joey likes to play Gmod. Gmod, what's that? Oh, Garrys mod? Is that right? Garrys mod? Okay. I don't really know about Garrys mod. What if it is in fact Garrys mod? Please confirm. What is it? What is Garrys mod? So, and what do you do in Garrys mod? What we're going to do now is we've got our CPU. I'm just going to throw these bits on the floor. We don't need those. Here we've got our Ryzen 5600 CPU. Awesome bit of kit there. And this is our cooler. We'll need that shortly. What we're going to do is get this into our socket. So there's a few things we need to do to prepare. So firstly, we're going to take these little plastic holders off, and what this does is this allows us then to get the cooler on top of this socket. This is just in to kind of protect things, you know. Thanks again to Frank and Rich for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Any questions, guys, please just ask away. It's always nice to have a bit of interactivity while I do these things. I'm probably not the most interesting person in the world. I'm probably not even the most interesting person in this room. So it's good to have someone being a bit interactive, because that helps me to hopefully be at least somewhat entertaining while I do this. So, and Joey, of course, if you have any questions, please just ask. Just go ahead and ask anything at all. I'm super happy to answer any questions, no matter what they are. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just getting the CPU into the socket. All right. So we need to be a bit careful with this bit, because it's a fairly delicate operation. There we go. Right. That is slotted in, and I now pull that back down just to lock it in place, and then we just give it a bit of a wiggle just to check that it's in place, which it is now. Okay, that's our CPU. That's one of the kind of scarier bits, because we've got on the bottom of the CPU, I don't want to kind of like, you know, throw it around a bit because it's the precious part, but what it's got lots and lots of little pins on the back of it, and if you bend or even worse break any of those pins, it's probably game over for your CPU. So you've got to be a bit careful with it. So yeah, that is probably the scary part of building a PC. Other than that though, it's really not scary, honestly. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We have our SSD. Let's just get some of this stuff away we don't need. Goodbye. And as you can see here, nice little SSD. Okay, so this is going to go in a dedicated SSD slot that we have right here. Now it looks as though we don't have an auto close clasp thing, so what we'll have to do is somewhere inside the motherboard, elsewhere, we should have a little screw that we can put into there to hold that SSD down. So let's have a quick look. Oh, this is our back plate, by the way, for our cooler, so we need to keep that in place. But first, let's find that screw. This is our Wi-Fi antenna. Doesn't look like it's in there. We should have, hopefully, a small box. A small bag with a very small screw in it. And here we go. Crispy Air, thank you so much. That warms my heart. Crispy Air is an old friend of mine, and we used to play Counter-Strike together back in the day from when I was a wee boy. I don't know, when Counter-Strike came out in 1999, I think. Yeah, good times. Right, gonna need a smaller screwdriver for this. And Chris asks, is there a bottle cap on your water bottle? No, sir. I am. Oh, let's not tip the water over the motherboard. I am without cap today for easy thirst quenching. Right, so we're just going to get this tiny little screw, and it is super tiny. And there we go. That is now secure in our motherboard. Living life on the edge. Yeah, well, it's okay, because if anything did happen to this while I was building it, I would have to just get young Joey a new one. But I will make sure that doesn't happen, because I want Joey to make sure that he gets his PC as quickly as possible, which will be in a couple of days. So we will do, I'll build it up today. Tomorrow I will do some testing, about between 6 and 12 hours of testing, just to make sure everything is working and all of the components are kind of stress tested. And then it'll take another day to send out or to deliver to you. So yeah, you'll have this real soon, Joey. I know. I guess you're excited. I would be too. I understand that. But we do need a little time to make sure that everything is working perfectly. That's something that we pride ourselves on. All of the testing and things that we do, because we want to make sure that this doesn't just get delivered and then there's a problem with it. That would be the worst thing for you, right? So. Okay, this is our RAM, and we are going to put the RAM into our second furthest slot from the CPU and our fourth furthest slot. That's just the typical, oh, got that the wrong way around, or have I? No, I did not. That's just the typical slots for, no, I did, oh my gosh. I have been sent the wrong RAM. Oh my god, I was just talking about no delays, and I've been sent the wrong RAM. Hang on. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right. Slight issue. I'm almost certain I didn't order the wrong RAM, but we have indeed received the wrong RAM, and that is on me for not checking. So I have some other RAM which I can utilize and I can use just for today to get this built up and up and running. So give me another 30 seconds and hang on. Let's just put that on there. It's restarting shortly. I will be back. Okay. So, not a super duper disaster, because I do have some RAM that I can use right now. But yes, that is a lesson learnt for me. Double check all the components before we start the build, because yeah, sometimes you can be sent the wrong thing. So, no drama, the show will go on. We have some RAM, we will build this PC today, and we will get your PC to you as quickly as possible, Joey. So, there we go. So, in the second slot and in the fourth slot. Now, if you had just one RAM stick, you would put it in the first slot, and if you had obviously all four, you would populate all four slots. Okay, right. So that is pretty much our motherboard kind of built up to what we need before we put this in the case. So now we're going to grab our case. Let's put some of these things aside, and we go. Hello, still here. Right, this is our case. It's a really nice one actually. I like Be Quiet in general. Very good components, very good value for money, and their cases look really good. So let's get this out on the table. It's a bit heavy. So Joey, what can you tell me about Garrys mod? What do you do in Garrys mod? Is it like Minecraft? Am I getting that wrong? I'm not sure. And sorry about the noise here while I just get this out of the box. There we go. So when this is finished, we'll have some nice lights down the middle here, and we'll have a few lights inside as well. It will look really nice. Excellent case. So yes, Joey, tell me about Garrys mod. Is it like Minecraft? Is it different to Minecraft? What do you do in it? And also, are there any other games that you'll be interested in playing? Because I can tell you what, this PC will run anything. You can play any game that you wanted on this PC. It's going to be amazing. It's like a sandbox physics game. Okay. I'm trying to picture what that would look like. Oh, is Garrys mod the one that's in the Half-Life 2 engine? No. Yeah, Half-Life 2. It would be that, wouldn't it? Not sure if you'd know that or not, Joey, but maybe any of our other viewers might know. I like Minecraft as well. They are quite different. Okay. I have seen Minecraft being played, so I know a little bit about Minecraft. But yeah, not Garrys mod. Okay. So just going to take off the bits that we don't need of this case, the front and the back, because we'll need to get into the front and the back. Okay, let's carefully take off this glass panel and set that aside. Okay, so here's our case. There's the back, if you wanted to see that, Joey. That'll be all tidy for you when it arrives. So what we're going to do is we need to get our motherboard into here. Let me give you a different view. That one. And now, because we're in the case, we are miles away, or miles too close on our camera. So now let's zoom out a bit. That should do. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's good, isn't it? All right. So we're going to get our motherboard into this area here, and then we're going to plumb in all of the cables and everything that we need. I hear that there are some more new fun games on their way. Is there anything that you're interested in playing later, Joey? Like any new games that might be interesting to you? Okay, right. Let's have a look here. Well, what we're going to do first, actually, we're just going to get this little thing plumbed in. So this is our I/O shield, our input output. And the input output is essentially these bits on our motherboard. So all of the connections, so your USBs and your Ethernet and your HDMIs and everything else. So all of the input output. And what we need to do is slot this little thing in place. So firstly, you just need to pull back all of these metal things, because they're kind of in the way, annoyingly. And once we've done that, there we go. We need to just line it up to make sure that we've got the thing the wrong way around, and there we go. We'll turn it around the other way. That's the way it should go in. And it slots in. I don't know if you can see this here. I'll put it on the front. Let's do that view. And then this just kind of slots into the gap that we've got here. Hopefully you can see this okay. So you just need to push it in. There you go, there's one little click. Oh, and another one. And can be a bit tough to get these in. Let me just, there we go. Right, that's in now. So now, let me turn this around again. So I think that's going to be the better view. Here we go. Oh, Joey says he's going to get some more games on Steam. Well, you know what, Joey? Now is a great time, and Ali, you'll be pleased to hear that now is a great time because the big Steam summer sale just started yesterday. So if there's any games that you want, now is the time to get them because they should be on sale. Or at least loads of games are on sale. So have a look. Right, so I'm just going to offer this up into the motherboard, into the case here. And what I need to do then is just check to see that we've got all of the standoffs, so what we connect to the motherboard to on the case in the right place, because we may have to move a couple of them. And yes, it looks like we do. So we should have, or I should have, a little tool here for removing motherboard standoffs. Frank says, man, I haven't played Minecraft for a super long time. Rich, we should bring our world back. Yeah. Maybe I could get a Minecraft world going on the old server, Frank. A dedicated one. That could be fun. Though I've never played Minecraft. I don't know even how to play it, but, you know, give it a go. And right, what I need to do now is check here. So I'm seeing micro ATX, that's what we've got. We need to put in U1 and U9. So I'm going to put this into, it says U9 here. And then I also want to take out another one and put it into U1. Okay. Where is U1? U1, U1. Here we go. Frank said that would be awesome. It's so tough running the old Java environment and managing to connect to each other. Yeah, okay, well, I'll look into the dedicated server. Speaking of dedicated servers, Frank, Power World has just had a big update, so that could be worth looking at again. We haven't played that for a while. And Joey asks me, which games do I like? Oh gosh. So the games I'm playing at the moment are World of Warcraft and I would say PUBG and Dota 2. So World of Warcraft is a massively online multiplayer game. PUBG is a battle royale shooter like Fortnite. And Dota 2 is a MOBA. Don't even know what MOBA means, but it's like League of Legends. So those are the ones I play. Right, so let's just check that we can now put this in the right place and we have the correct standoffs. Oh, you know what? What I'm going to do actually is, this is a bit problematic to get that in without having the cooler on top, so I'm just going to put the cooler on right now, make things a bit easier on myself. Okay, cooler. Okay, so these are ridiculously simple to install. All we have to do is, there's some holes from that black back plate that you saw earlier. I just literally plonk this on and screw these in. It's really super simple. So we just need to make sure they're lined up. Oh, I have checked myself, but just to say, you should always check that you've got your thermal paste on. So this has got pre-applied thermal paste, so this is great. Some coolers don't have pre-applied thermal paste, and it's a very bad thing to not have thermal paste on your cooler or on your CPU. So sometimes you might have to use a little tube of thermal paste and do like a little pea-sized dot on there and then squidge it on. But we've got this pre-applied, so this is really nice. And you also want to check, usually you might have some kind of plastic wrapper just to keep the surface nice and clean. In this case we don't, so that's good, we can just put this on. So I just line it up, and then we take our screwdriver and just screw these in. Oh, nice and easy. And what you want to do is you want to do kind of pressure, like a few screws on one corner, a few screws on another corner, and then so on and so on, because you want to keep an even pressure on the CPU so that it's not kind of like all, if you do it all on one corner, then you might just have like all of the pressure on one corner of the CPU, and you don't want that. So we're just going to get all these in. So some of these are done already. This one just needs to go in a bit further. There we go. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Should have one more. There we go. There we go. That's it. So I've got a little fan header here. So what we need to do is just find our CPU fan header on the motherboard. So we've got it here. CPU optional and CPU fan. So we're just going to plug this into CPU fan. They all do the same thing, but they're just labelled in the BIOS, which is like the control room for your PC, so that it's easy to know which one. If you get a fan failure or something, it will say that it's not spinning or there's an error. And if you know that it's the CPU fan, then you know that this is the one you need to look at. Okay, so now you can see it's much easier for me to move around and put this in place. So I'm just going to offer it into the little space here. There should be a little pin that I'm aiming for that I can put this in. There we go. Right, so now we should have all of the holes lined up. So now we want to go to our case accessory box just here, and we're going to look for the correct screws. So what that's going to be for us now are the motherboard screws, and I happen to know of this little bag of 3 little bags. It's the one in the middle that we need. This is the benefit of having built so many computers, that sometimes it looks like I know what I'm doing, which is great. Although earlier, I definitely did not look like that. But that's okay, because you know what? Things happen sometimes. You just got to get over them the best that you can. So this is the benefit of having, you know, other stock and other parts on hand that I could just go and grab some different RAM and build here right now, so that we can get this going for you, Joey. If obviously you had been building this yourself, you wouldn't probably have had that on hand, so you'd have to wait for new stuff to be sent out. So just one of the benefits of, I guess, having a professional to build for you. Speaking of which, there are other benefits. Here's the little Gamertech plug. So some of the other benefits of getting a professional like me to build for you are you get a warranty. So this comes with a 3-year warranty certified by Gamertech, my company. And that basically means that if anything goes wrong, including all of the parts, so the graphics card, the CPU, or anything else, if it goes wrong or it's faulty, you can just let me know, give me a call, send me an email, and we'll get it switched out for you. We'll repair it or replace it. Probably just replace it. Nice and easy. Other benefits are you've got me at the end of the phone or email for anything that you might need. So if you want to give me a call, maybe this would be more Ali, if you wanted to give me a call because you've got something that you need a bit of help with later down the line, or you wanted to do an upgrade and you needed a bit of advice, then I would be here. Just give me a call. So yeah, that's it. So our customers can extend their warranties. Customers that buy on the website can extend their warranties to 5 years on top of the 3 years you get a standard, and but parts will always be 3 years. Okay, so we are looking good. We have got our case in place. We have got our motherboard with everything attached inside and attached as well. We're looking good. So now we just want to have a look at some of the cables, and we also want to start putting things back together in the case. So let's clear some room. And let's do this one because we're going to have a bit difficult for a top-down view now. Okay, just going to check on the stream health. Everything looks fine. Yeah, everything looks good. No drop frames. Audio still looks like it's working. Excellent news. So what we've got back here are, at the moment, these are our cables that are case related. Okay, so we've got USB, we've got audio, we've got our power switch, we've got some RGB, and we've got some more USB. So these need to be plugged into the correct place. So what I'm going to do is we can take this little back panel thing out here, which is kind of like a good access hatch. Can you see that? So now, should see there'll be a hole all the way through. There you go, there's my little characters on my t-shirt. So now we can see that all the way through there, and we've got good access to the front of the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the cables through that I need, and let's do this, and we're just going to plug in all of the cables. Okay, so we need to just, it's hard to see here, we need to find the right cable. So here we go, this is our USB header, that's in place. Now we're going to bring in audio, which is usually down the bottom left. Now I just need to find the correct one. Where are you, audio? There it is, that's it. Got to be a little bit careful with these, just that because they are pins, and if you try plugging the plug into the wrong pin, then you can bend the pin, and that's not good. With some of them, they're quite sturdy, so you could just bend it back into place, because that happens every now and then. But if you bend it too hard or too many times, it might just break off. So you've got to be a bit careful. Okay. Toast says, nice build stream. Oh, thank you very much, Toast. That's really kind of you to say. That's lovely. Right, here we've got our power and LED power switch and LED plugs. Okay, so down here we've got all of our what I'm looking for is our input output front panel switches. So they're usually in the same place, so I can just quite easily plug this in because I know where they all go. But with these, you usually have to read very carefully which one you're plugging in. Otherwise your switches won't work. So you've got your power switch here and it just won't work. But luckily I say I know where they all go. Sometimes they can be different. most cases and motherboards have, you know, standardized switches and things and cables and things, but that very occasionally you might get tripped up by that. So those are in, and I think we're okay there. Now we want to bring in our power supply. So I'm just going to do this now. We go back to our top-down view, I think. Here we go. And our power supply. Let's move that. There. Can you see that, guys? I think so. So just need to unbox the power supply. And there's a particular place that we need to put our power supply. And there's a particular way round that it needs to go as well. So let me just have a look here. Thankfully we get a UK plug. You'd be surprised at the amount of times that you just get a European plug in your power supply, which is kind of annoying. Have to keep a lot of those on hand just in case. Toast, thank you again for dropping in. I really appreciate it. If you want to see a little bit about who we are, please visit gamertech.org. That's gamer, G-A-M-E-R, tech, T-E-C-H, all one word, gamertech.org, O-R-G. Have a little look at our website. It's not quite finished, it's mostly done. We're just waiting for our custom configurator to be finished, where you'll be able to build your own PC from almost 2,000 computer parts. No other system builder will have that kind of choice and that many components to choose from. So, sorry about the noise. So yeah, please have a look. And to anyone else that might be watching, gamertech.org, where we are the kings of affordability. We make sure that everything we do, we have affordability in mind. So we keep all of our costs low, keep all of our overheads small, so that we can offer you the best value PC. So this particular PC, which, flying screws. This PC is just over £1,200, and in this we've got a 4070 Super. We have 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 2 terabyte SSD, a very fast SSD as well, Gen 4, and we have a Ryzen 5600 AM4 CPU. So I think for the amount that has been spent, it's a fantastic specification. Toast says the site looks amazing. Thanks so much, man. That's really kind of you to say. That's like you wouldn't believe the kind of validation that is. It's been 2 years almost in the making. So to hear someone say it looks amazing, that just had a look out of nowhere, is just wonderful. Thank you so much. Right, I'm just lining these screws up now. Sorry that you can't see. This is not a good angle because I need to be able to see, otherwise I won't be able to put the screws in, and that means that I have to point it towards me rather than you. So this is probably not good viewing right now. You're just seeing the top of a case, but hopefully this will not take long. In fact, I know it won't, because I'm just doing the last screw right now. Toast, tell me about some of the games that you play, sir. Introduce yourself. Who are you? How old are you? Where are you from? What games do you play? And how did you find your way onto our build stream? Okay. Let's go back to this view. Now what we need to do is we need to take our power supply cables that we have attached to our power supply, and we need to bring them through this big gap here and plug them into our motherboard. So the first one is our 24 pin adapt 24 pin power. Now this is for the motherboard, and this basically sends all of the power to the motherboard to do all of the things that it needs to do. So, you know, power for the RAM and power for the VRMs and all sorts of things. And we also then have another power plug just for the CPU, which is up here. So you just need to make sure that's in. And make sure that you just give it just a gentle tug, just to make sure that the clip is saying that it's in place. Toast says, I've played Dying Light and Metal Gear a lot. That's awesome. I'm 13 and I found this while trying to install Linux onto my PS4. Wowza! Linux onto a PS4, that is insane. You must be a smart boy, Toast. Tutorials aren't working, but at least the stream's good. Thanks, dude. Oh, you're making me blush, Toast. You're making me blush. Right, so that's our main power in. We're going to take another power cable now, which is for our CPU. We've got a few back here. I know you can't see what's going on here, but there's basically just a bunch of cables coming out of the power supply. Some of them we don't need, because some of them are for things like SATA, which is for hard drives. Yeah, Frank, that's really brave, huh? Installing Linux onto a PS4, that's some proper home lab modder stuff. And you are very brave and clearly very smart for doing that. Right, so I don't have much room up here, so this is a bit of a tough one to put in. Oh, I might have just got it. That might be really lucky. There we go. Excellent. Right, so that's our CPU powering. I'm going to feed a couple of cables through for our graphics card. So we won't need these right now. And by the way, we're almost towards the end of this build now. So what have we been? Should tell me a time. 53 minutes. Yeah, we're pretty much right on schedule. I was thinking about an hour or so is pretty standard. Depending if things go wrong, which we have had a few things go wrong on this one. So, well, I wouldn't call needing some water going wrong, but I would definitely call having the wrong RAM delivered going wrong. So, yes. No drama though. The show must go on, as they say. Okay, so. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Frank. Yeah, home media server on your PS4. Or maybe he's just doing it for fun. You know, maybe it's just something to try. That's pretty cool. Right, so we've got our cables all connected. We have our power cables that we're waiting for our graphics card. We've got our CPU power in, and I've just checked that that's in there solidly, and so is this one. So I think we're now ready to plug in our plug-in and do our test boot. I've got one little thing down here that I need to plug in. This is just for the, you can't see this, I'm sorry, this is just for a SATA connector for the lights on the front of the case, so that those lights have power. So I'm just going to plug that in. There we go. Okay, Toast, what's MGO online? Okay, I'm gonna just get our power cable. Oh, one thing I need to do first is plug all of these fans in. My bad. So let's do that first. So this can be tricky with all the fans. So depending on how complex your fan setup is, it can be more and more tricky. So here we've only got, what, 1, 2, 3 fans plus our CPU, which is good, but you can definitely have more. I mean, mine's got 3, 6, 9, 10 fans plus a pump for the CPU block. Sorry, plus a pump for not for the block, but for the pump and reservoir. So now we just need to find headers for these fans and get them all plugged in. And we've also got an RGB header back here, which I'm going to find a little home for. So I'm going to just have a little look at the motherboard, and let's do this one here so you can see as well. I'm just trying to identify where all the headers are. Okay, so we've got chassis fan number 1 here, we have chassis fan number 2, and we have, oh yes, our CPU optional, which we'll use as our 3rd chassis fan here. So 1 in the middle, 1 at the bottom, 1 at the top. That's great. So let's go back up to where we were. Oh, and our RGB, where did that go? That should be up the top here. Hang on. Where is our RGB? Here we go. RGB Gen 2 they call it. So we're going to bring this up through here, and addressable Gen 2. Just a little header that we plug in there, nice and easy. Right, so let's bring through these fan headers as well. So we've got the one at the bottom. Where did that disappear to? We definitely had one. Here it is. So that's plugged in here. We have one in the middle, which is a little bit annoying because it means we have to have a cable running somewhere. But for the moment, I think I'm just going to plug it in, but I'm just going to cable manage that better later, because it's as you can see, it's a bit of a awkward place to have a cable. So I'll just figure out a way to make that look better and hide it somewhere. But that'll take a little bit of thought and time, and I don't want to do that because it will be probably the most uninteresting thing. It'll be me just staring at the PC and thinking, where could this cable go? Yes, not the most enthralling situation. Okay, so this cable, we're looking for one more fan header, which actually might just be plugged into a power cable here. Let's check that. Yeah, I think so. Right. So let's plug it in and do our test boot. Hopefully we should see all the fans move and some lights on the front. Are you ready? Are you ready, Joey? 3, 2, 1. Nope. Power at the back. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, so fan yes, fan yes, fan yes. Oh, fan no at the front. So let's see. We've missed a fan header somewhere. Let's find this. So we should have a cable that comes down here. This is hard to find, but we will find it. Sometimes it can just be hidden inside of all the other cables. Here it is. I found it. Right. Okay. So we now need to just pull this through, and we were going to plug this into our CPU optional header up here. Okay. Right. Let's try again. Power on. 3, 2, 1. All right, the fan's going. We have liftoff. And Raven Poo, thank you so much for joining. That is an interesting name you have there. Okay. What we're doing now is we're just checking that all of the cables are working. So you probably can't see the fan behind there, but that is running. We've got our CPU fan running. We've got the other fans running as well. So everything is great. So I'm just going to turn off again. And now we are going to plug in our graphics card. This is the best part because this is the most exciting bit of any computer, the GPU. This is the bit, Joey, that makes all of your games go fast. And I'll tell you now, we have got a really nice graphics card for you here. This is going to make all of your games go very fast indeed. So there's only a couple of graphics cards above this one. This is a 4070 Super, and above it you have the 4080. Yep. So much noise. Above it you have the 4080, and above it above that you have the 4090. So yeah. Let me show you this. There we go. It's our 4070 Super. Now we just need to put this into, let's do this, so you can see. Now there's a little slot here. Can you see this one? Just where I'm pointing. This is our PCI slot. So this is where the, this is our PCI connector here, and that plugs into there. First, we're going to just offer it up and see which I/O shields we need to take off. Looks like 2 and 3. Right, so down here we've got this, the back plate, which has our I/O shields for us to take off. There's usually about 8 of them. What's going on in the chat? So Toast is putting Linux on his PS4 to play Metal Gear Solid 4 and MGO Online, Metal Gear Online. Right, okay. 2 broke for PS Plus. Okay. Sometimes you've just got to, you know, find another way, right, Toast? And it sounds like that's what you're doing. I love that. Frank says, that's not great. Sony have always been a bit spotty with their emulation and ability to play at older titles. Good on you for finding your own way. Toast says, I hope Sony re-releases Metal Gear Solid 4 for PS5. Toast obviously really loves Metal Gear. And install Michael Jackson OS on it. That would be funny. Michael Jackson OS? What on earth? Okay. Don't know where that came from. Let's plug this in. And oh, it's hard to see. I need to get the view here so I can make sure that we are going in the slot. We are good. Now I have one of these screws just to put on top to make sure that the GPU is seated and secure. We have got our NVIDIA 12 volt or high power connector here. So what we need to do is we need to be very careful about how this plugs in, because the early versions of these were recalled because they were not plugging in correctly and they were causing issues. They've changed them now, which is good, but when you install them you have to make sure that these are firmly and properly pushed in, because it's like really hard to kind of get them in properly. So just very firm and you'll hear a click. There we go, there was our click. So now we need to connect on our VGA power. There's the first one, and these just clip in nicely, and there's the second one. All right, so that is our graphics card installed. So there you can see it all in place. I'm just going to put this back in place because we are done now with needing that access. Actually, I'm not going to do that on camera because it's just going to be awkward and you can't see what's going on anyway, so I'll do it later, but that's okay. So let's plug in. Now is the real test. So we're going to turn this on, we're going to turn it on again, but what we're looking for here on my spare monitor here is our post. So that means that the computer is working, all of the components are happy and everything is working fine. This is what we're looking for. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. We have fans all spinning, graphics card lighting up, all good signs. Now we probably need to wait about 10 to 15 seconds for our post. I'm just waiting for this on my monitor just here. Toast says I'm not paying $15 for, I guess that's for the PS Live thing. What do you call it? I can't remember what it's called now. So he uses that money to save up the system and use it fully. Great, I love that. Oh, and here's our post. Amazing. All right, so what that means is everything is great. We are fully enabled. All of the components are working and we are done here, basically. So, Joey, this is your brand new PC. I'm very happy with it and I think you'll be very, very happy with it. This is going to be a fantastic piece of kit for you for many years to come. Just so you know, everything in here is what we call off-the-shelf components. Okay, so anything can be swapped out for an upgrade. So if you decide that you want to upgrade your CPU, you can just replace it with a new one. Easy as that. If you want to upgrade your cooling for your CPU, pop it out, put a new one in. More RAM, that can go in there. Better video card, graphics card, that can be done. Everything is off the shelf, everything is upgradable, and Gamertech are here for the life of your PC and really just the life, just whenever you need us for help. So that's it. That's the end of this build. Thank you so much for everyone that's been watching and listening. I really appreciate it. I find these really fun and it's really cool when there's a few people to talk to. So that makes me very happy. And hopefully, Joey, this has been fun for you watching how your PC got built. Please tell your friends. I'll be more than happy to help any of your friends that might need a new PC, their first PC maybe, or maybe an upgrade PC. And for anyone else that's watching, please check out gamertech.org, where you'll find the most affordable gaming PCs in the UK. That's it. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.